So hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 7 of our FM24 save here on the channel. Now, it is looking like the title is getting away from us and we really only have ourselves to blame. If we have a look at the league table, we have 2 games to go. Chester are 5 points clear. They're going to have to lose both of their games on today's episode. We'd have to win them both to make sure that we got the title. Can I see that happening? Stranger things have happened. But if we have a little look at the schedule, since you last joined us against Bishop Stortford, we won the following game against Spennymoor. We had a fantastic comeback. We were dead and buried after about 20 minutes in that game. And then we came back, did very, very well to come back. And then we got to Banbury at home and we threw it all away. We lost 2-1 to them. Recovered against Warrington away in the 93rd minute. We got a winner. I was jumping around the living room. But then it was a home draw with Kings Lynn. That once again caused us problems. We then got a couple of bad injuries. We managed to beat Southport and Hereford, but Chester have showed no signs of slowing down. The couple of injuries that I have mentioned are as following. If we just have a look, Chester have got Brackley away today. Brackley are down in 16th, so we're hoping for miracles. But just to bring you up to date on a couple of things, the 2 injuries, Jason Lowe, between 4 weeks and 2 months, possibly who I rated as our best player, is out for the rest of the season and the playoffs as well. And also James Gale picked up an injury as well. He's just coming back to full fitness. So as you can see, we've had a little tweak to the system as well. We are now playing with 2 attacking midfielders. Roberts coming back into the team as a number 10, playing as a shadow striker behind Danny Elliott. Danny Elliott's not been playing well in the last few games. I'm hoping that that form is going to improve today. So that's where we are at this moment in time. I just need to make a quick change on the bench. James Gale's going to come back on the bench as we can switch that up. But this is your team for the game at home against Blythe at Glanford Park. We've got Eastwood in goal. A back three of Boyce, Hull and Evans. Tatonda and Ogle are the wing backs. Ransom, Butterfield playing in the midfield. Scales and Roberts playing in the attacking midfield positions behind Elliott up front. We are going to be keeping a keen eye on what is going on at Brackley. I can't see Chester losing 2 games on the trot. I expect nothing but a win. But hopefully, we can do something here and just keep the pressure on them. That's all we can do. Just do ourselves a favour. Try and keep ourselves in it. But as you can see, it's going to be a tough gig as well. 2 draws would be enough for Chester. But we do have a highlight early on as it goes back to Ogle, who just about keeps possession. Kian Scales is back in the side as well. Lovely couple of touches there. Elliott's in the middle. That looks like a penalty to me, and it's going to be. Danny Elliott fouled in the box. He could do with a goal to get himself back on form. And maybe this is the moment that he could get it. Danny Elliott takes a long run up, steps up left-footed, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. I believe that's his 32nd goal of the season. It certainly is. Danny Elliott gets the goal. It's a perfect start for Scunthorpe at Glanford Park. Let's keep an eye on this. So Chester are still drawing 0-0 as Hull plays it into Rance, who's going to take a touch and go all the way back to Jake Eastwood. Ross Fitzsimmons, our reserve goalkeeper, not too impressed that Jake Eastwood's playing all the games now. He's going to be going to Bohemians, which he's pretty happy with, to be fair. We've commanded a £17,500 fee for him. I think Jake Eastwood's got a bit more potential. So we're going to stick with Jake Eastwood as we're going to Rance in midfield. Plays it out to Tatonda down at the left-hand side. We've also had the email about the Premier League youngsters being left out of contract. We've got a few of them on trial at the moment as Dean Rance hits the bar. What an effort from Rance, and Scales puts it back into the middle. It is all Scunthorpe United early doors, and we've got some defending to do, which we do well with Jake Hull. Butterfield in the midfield as well, doing rather well. But yeah, so we've got a few in on trial. We've got some good players that we're looking at this moment in time. I'm keeping an eye as Chester go 1-0 up at Brackley, and it's that man again, Caton, as Roberts whips it into the midfield. Evans heads it at goal. That's his 14th goal of the season for Will Evans. 2-0 now. Scunthorpe, we look in control of this game at this moment in time against Blythe Spartans. We've seen this happen a lot. Roberts crossing in, and there is Will Evans at the back stick, out jumping 4 Blythe players to get the goal. But Chester are doing their bit. What we will do is we will play the final game of the season, and then on tomorrow's episode it will be the playoffs if this happens and it stays the way it is at this moment in time. So we might even play a few reserves in the final game of the season just to get some fitness, and also wrap a couple of our lads up in cotton wool to make sure that we are fit. The playoff situation in the National League North, I can't believe I'm having to go through the playoffs The playoff situation in the National League North means that what we have to do is there is a sort of playoff sort of preliminary round, and then the second and third place teams will play at home in a one-legged affair before going to Wembley for the final. So Cian Scales, it's a decent effort from Elliot. I think it's at Wembley for the National League. I might have to double check that. I think it's at Wembley, but it's an opportunity for us. The board wanted automatic promotion, so maybe our job may even be at risk as Will Evans gets a good header back into the middle and Boyce heads home. It's Scunthorpe 3, Blythe 0. And I've got to say, I'm watching this with a little hint of frustration in me, because why have we not been doing this over recent weeks? It's been very frustrating at times, and I've had to change formation, make substitutions, as you would expect, but we've been having to really, really work hard to get results. And I think just as we ticked over to half-time there, what a performance that has been, boys, to be fair, so fair play to you. Just as we've ticked up, Chester have gone 2-0 up. The celebrations in the away end at Brackley are already starting, and it's got to be said, it's very frustrating for us. We're now going to have a little nosy once we get back to the dugout screen who we could potentially be facing in the playoffs, as that is possibly the worst throw-in I have seen for a while from Tatonda. Let's just have a little look at the league table on the right-hand side. We could be playing Spennymoor. We've played Spennymoor already. Butterfield crosses in well. It's headed away well by Blythe Spartans. It comes to Roberts, who strikes it home. I am pinning a lot of my hopes on a rejuvenated and refreshed Cal Roberts. He's not played tons of football this season, and I'm hoping Cal Roberts can be the man who is going to do a lot for us in these playoffs. But as you can see, Chester on 98 points at this moment in time. So South Shields, Tamworth, Darlington, Peterborough Sports. I mean, we're hammering Blythe. We're just outside the playoffs as Butterfield whips in a free kick. It's headed away well by Blythe, and O'Brien will pick it up and come away with it. And Rodwell Grant, I mean, he's got to be offside, has he not? He was not offside. Was he in his own half? Wow. That's rather concerning, that breakaway. But 81 minutes, it is a corner for Blythe, who's going to whip this in left-footed. Hull manages to head away, and Carroll unwinds on the edge of the box. Totally unmarked, strikes it well. We get the block in. Carroll again whips the ball in. Rodwell Grant back stick. Ogle does very, very well indeed. 81 minutes on the clock. This would be a good opportunity to make a couple of changes. James Gale's going to come on. Michael Kelly is as well. This is more about fitness than anything else for our boys at this moment in time. Just bringing a few players on, getting a few minutes in the legs as we lead into these playoffs. You can see Blythe have been good in this second half, and we have conceded, as we always seem to do. And I've got to say, Jake Eastwood didn't cover himself in glory there either. He's on a 7.1, is Jake Eastwood. Let's just have a little look at this. Carroll, where on earth is Jake Eastwood going? Is something we may have to look at. But as we tick up towards 90 minutes, Chester are going to win the league. And congratulations to Chester, because I've got to say, they have had some second half of this season, and we have just not, despite everything we've tried to do, we have not been able to compete with them. And it's this sort of thing, as you've just seen now, this little bit of complacency that we seem to have in our game, where we just start to lose focus, and a 4-0 win becomes a 4-2 win. And it's just killed us a little bit. It's killed us on goal difference. Possibly we could go a little bit more cautious at times. I can't be too disappointed with them. Don't get complacent now is going to be the message. But we got the record books. But Chester are your champions of the National League North. And we're going to get this last game against Gloucester out of the way very quickly. Right then, guys, there's nothing to lose in this game at all. We're playing bottom of the league. They're already down. We can't lose second spot. So I'm taking the opportunity to give some players some game time where they've not had that much previously. Just so that we've got a few more options going into these playoffs. So this is the team for today. You'll notice we've gone back to the two up front. Eastwood's in goal. It's Coogan, Hull and Denton at the back. Kelly on the left. Ogle, Stainan on the right hand side. Clunan and Shrimpton are the midfield two, with Beeston in the number 10 role. He's going to come off for Roberts around sort of 45-60 minutes, so I can get him some more game time. Campton, Sturridge and Gale are your front two for today. So I just wanted to make some changes, just freshen it up a little bit, wrap a couple in cotton wool. There's no need really for us to be risking any of our probably more important players as we head into the playoffs. I mean, I'm very intrigued to see who we're going to get in the playoffs. I'm guessing it's going to be Tamworth at Wembley if we get there. But losing to Gloucester wouldn't be ideal either, it must be said, on the final day of the season, because that's not good for confidence. It's a long ball as Kelly doesn't win it. Neither does Coogan in the middle. Pinchard doesn't do very well either. But Eastwood was looking like he possibly had it covered. I'm intrigued to see whether Chester can also break the 100-point barrier. They're at home to Darlington today. I bet it's a good day in Chester. We're disappointed that it's not our away fans that's celebrating today. Shrimpton crosses in and Gale and Hull are at the back post, and Hull gets his second goal of the season. We've been a threat from set pieces all the way through the season, it must be said, and I've been quite impressed with how good we've been from that. We've just come up against a very competitive league this year. There's been 4 or 5 teams at the top who have been in exceptional form, and sadly we couldn't just get over the line, as we've got another highlight, and Coogan is going to take it, knock it over the top, looking for DJ Campton Sturridge, who started like an house on fire, somewhat fizzled out a little bit, but hopefully he can get himself back in tune for the playoffs as they go along, and Denton will head that towards Gale, who goes into Clunan. Clunan, the captain, who's not played a lot this season, into Campton Sturridge. Now Ogle again down the right-hand side. Doesn't quite get past Reckford, although manages to keep possession. And it's still Ogle, crosses into the box. It's Ems who heads it away. Gale will pick this up on the left-hand side. Takes a touch back into Shrimpton. That could have possibly been a foul, but Denton goes back to Jake Hull, and we continue in possession here as we go into Clunan, edge of the box, who got to strike it, and my word, is that some goal by Michael Clunan. 30 yards out, staking a claim, saying, Gaffer, I want to be in this playoff side. And that's another thing with this side that we've picked today. We know that a couple of them can play their way into contention for these important games coming up. That is some strike from Clunan. Gloucester have sunk without a trace, it must be said, this season at the bottom of the Vanarama National League North, as Shrimpton goes into Gale, and we are looking like a very dominant side. That's a very poor pass from DJ Campton Sturridge, and now we will see how good we are defensively. We've got Denton here coming across, just covering off. We've played, Denton's not played a lot since Tatonda came in, and he's given away a penalty. We cannot keep a clean sheet for trying, and it's sometimes individual errors. We're going to have to take a serious look going into next season, if we're still here, on what sort of defensive setup we go for, because we've tried playing a higher line this year, we've tried playing a little bit lower. Not really worked in either scenario defensively. When we press high, we do tend to score a lot more goals, so we've had to be very attacking. It's a dilemma I'm looking at, but as we tick up towards half an hour, we are 2-1 up. And we do have a free kick on the right-hand side as Clunan whips it in. Kelly's at the back stick. He gets a good header. Jouf clears it away. Coogan will get it back to Clunan. Plays it to Shrimpton on the edge of the box, who clatters it across the crossbar, I should say. Jake Hull's having a very, very good day today. 7.5 rating at centre-half. Clunan as well. Finlay Shrimpton's got 2 assists so far. I'm guessing he got the assist for Clunan's goal, which, can you really call that an assist? But Shrimpton will take it as he takes this next corner. Hull's at the back stick again. Clunan in the box. Back to Campton Sturridge. And Kelly at the back stick has probably got the most simple goal he's going to get this season. It's got to say, Michael Kelly looked like he enjoyed that as well. Bless him, the left back. He's not played much as well with Tatonda coming in, but Shrimpton very much staking a claim for a start in the playoff game. Campton Sturridge, it takes a big deflection. Kelly's there to tap in. 42 minutes on the clock. They've got the higher XG with the penalty. I didn't see how Chester are going on. Dressing room, we are controlling everything. I'm pretty happy with how we are. I'm going to give Beeston another 15 minutes, then bring on Cal Roberts. Chester are drawing 0-0 with Darlington at this moment in time. We do have a throw-in on the 48th minute. Campton Sturridge goes back into Ogle, now back into Coogan, the centre-half in the box. And very much ran out of talent, as you would possibly expect from a centre-half there. But we've tried him as a wide centre-back, just trying a few things in this game. As we're ticking up towards 60 minutes, this is going to be the chance to get a couple of substitutions on. And we will do so forthwithingly. We will bring on Roberts in the attacking midfield role. Everybody else is pretty much fit and where I want them to be, so I don't want to risk anything. So we'll leave it at that. Let's just hope we don't get a big injury here. As Chester's still drawing 0-0. They would choose now. Mind you, they've probably been on the beers all week, haven't they, to be fair? I think we would have been, as Eastwood goes into Coogan in this second half. 70 minutes on the clock. Clunan goes into Roberts, who goes back into Shrimpton. I've been impressed with Clunan today. He's probably not going to come in over the top of Butterfield, but Campton Sturridge has got a pass into Roberts, who's looked in good form since coming back from injury. And there he is again. Cal Roberts makes it 4-1 to Scunthorpe, and this much-changed side have really tried to impress me today in terms of what they're doing. It's good play from Clunan into Campton Sturridge, and look at him running through the middle. I do particularly like Cal Roberts, and it's something that we're going to have to see what we go with in this in the playoffs. Do we go with the two attacking midfielders? I'm particularly tempted to, as Kelly whips it in to Jake Hull at the back stick. I think that may be the way we go, with two attacking midfielders behind the striker. And then we can obviously switch that to a two up front if we need to, as Roberts whips in. It's headed away well by Duke, but he will pick it up at the second time of asking into Orgill, who strikes it. It's going to come to Shrimpton now, DJ Campton Sturridge, and what a finish that is. DJ Campton Sturridge is saying, look Gaffer, I'm in this as well. 5-1 to Scunthorpe. This is all very, very positive. Chance I thought had possibly gone, but Shrimpton played it into DJ Sturridge, and then boom. Top right hand corner, keeper no chance. We have scored 5 goals away from home. Chester still drawing 0-0. I'm going to be intrigued to see who is in the playoffs. What we will do is we'll forward until we know who we will be playing in the playoffs, and that's when we'll cut off. And obviously we've got the next episode where it may be 1 game, it may be 2, who knows. I'm hoping it's 2 and a promotion, because this league can be a nightmare to get out of. And with one of the biggest budgets in the division, I'm under no illusions that we really should have got out of it. So, we see it. The playoff positions, it's us in second, Tamworth third, South Shields fourth, then comes Spennymoor, Darlington and Peterborough Sports. So, let's fast forward on a little bit, and I will come back when we know who we will be playing in the playoff semi-final. And so, guys, we have got Spennymoor Town in the semi-final. The other semi-final's already been played. It's South Shields who won on penalties at Tamworth, so we could meet South Shields in the final. Spennymoor, let's just have a little look how we did against them in the previous meetings. I'm intrigued to see how we went on. We beat them away from home 4-2. And at the start of the season, I'm guessing, is when we played them. We beat them at home 4-3, so they've been high-scoring games against Spennymoor, but that will be in tomorrow's episode. So thank you so much for watching. We have got a big, big episode coming up next. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Ta-ra!